What's up, Cloud Gamers? Welcome to the Cloud Gaming Extreme channel. So I got some news for you guys, and if you guys are iOS users, you want to stay tuned for this news because today I'm going to tell you guys the official release date of when Google Stadia and Xcloud is going to be available for iOS devices. Get ready for it. It's never coming. There was a news article stating why Apple is not allowing game streaming services like Xcloud and Google Stadia to the platform. And honestly speaking, I have to say this is complete BS. And if you're an iOS user and you are a cloud gaming enthusiast, then honestly speaking, I must say it's probably time for you to start looking at the other side. I'm talking about Android, realistically speaking. So the reason I say this because I feel like Apple is a very selfish company and I feel like they only care about what is beneficial for them. And we know how they're trying to push the game streaming service, which I think is crap, and that game streaming service is Apple Arcade. And I feel like because of Apple Arcade, Apple is limiting other competitors to come to their platform. And let's look at the SKUs that they have for that. So what's kind of a bummer about the situation is that Google Stadia and Xcloud actually played by Apple's rules. It states here that Microsoft Xcloud game streaming service won't be available on Apple iOS devices despite a lengthy testing period on the platform. So Microsoft and Google actually took the time to play by Apple's rules, and it seems like even with that, Apple still turned around and gave them the fingers pretty much. All right, so here's the reasoning, right? They said the reason according to Apple is that the company requires game software submission to be reviewed on a title by title basis. Now, the frustrating part is they probably knew this, right? They probably knew that this is what they were going to go with the whole time, but yet they still allowed Microsoft to test Xcloud, and I'm sure Google Stadia did the same thing. And in the end of it, they were just like, you know what, screw you guys, because you guys are not welcome to our platform because we're still gonna try and push out Apple Arcade. So take the finger. So more BS continues. Let's take a look at this, right? It states that Apple spokesman claims that the policy is designed to protect customers and provide a fair and level playing field for developers. I'm going to read that again so you guys can hear how ridiculous this is, right? A spokesman from Apple claims that the policy is designed to protect customers and provide a fair playing field for developers. All right, let's look at the protect the customers part. We're a cloud gaming channel here, and I can't tell you how many iOS users have been begging for Apple to allow Google Stadia or Xcloud to be something that they can experience. Protecting the customers, I don't think is the right way to go about this because your customers are actually wanting these services. So what are you protecting them from? You protecting them from experiencing greatness? Instead, you're trying to shun them to Apple Arcade. That's not protecting the customers. That's bullying your customers. That is telling your customers that they cannot experience anything else other than your services. It's a bullish tactics, and we know this about Apple. It's all about keeping people in their ecosystem, and this is just not cool. So stop the crap by saying that you're trying to protect customers. You're not trying to protect your customers. You're trying to control your customers. That's what you're trying to do. And the second part of this that they want to provide a fair and level playing field for developers. Now, this also is complete BS. So what they're trying to do here is they're trying to make it fair for the developers who support Apple Arcade to not have competition with other cloud gaming services. So they're trying to protect their own developers, people who support Apple Arcade. They don't want companies like Google and Microsoft coming in and taking away from their revenue because truth of the matter is if Google Stadia and xCloud is on iOS devices, no one's going to freaking use Apple Arcade. And they know that. So that's the developers that they're trying to protect. The developers that support and have the games on Apple Arcade. So let's be real with that one, Apple. And it continues. It states here that our customers enjoy great apps and games from millions of developers, and gaming services can absolutely launch on Apple Store as long as they follow the same set of guidelines applicable to developers, including submitting games individually for review and appearing in the charts in search. In addition to the App Store, developers can choose to reach all iPhone and iPad users over the web and other browsers in the App Store. All right, so let me break this down. Pretty much what this comes down to is Apple is just being very bullish. They know that Microsoft and Google Stadia cannot go to each developers of each game on the platform and try to ask them to submit those games individually for Apple's comfort on iOS. This is just absolutely ridiculous. They know that this is not going to fly, but again, to save face, this is what they are choosing to say. So people give Tim Sweeney from Epic Games, the CEO, a lot of flack, but something I love about this dude is that he speaks what he feels. And you see that when they talked to him about working with Steam, and he was like, if Steam chooses not to rip off developers, then he'll consider getting rid of the Epic Game Store. But here he states that Apple has outlawed the metaverse. The principle they state, taken literally, would rule out all cross-platform ecosystem and games with user-created modes. Not just Xcloud, Stadia, and GeForce Now, but also Fortnite, Minecraft, and Roblox. See, I didn't even think about those games individually. But again, this is, Apple trying to protect the ecosystem and keep the money to themselves and to the developers who support the ecosystem. Apple is a very selfish and greedy company. And if you guys use iOS devices and you guys are really enthusiastic about game streaming and you guys want to be able to access your Google Stadia, your Xcloud, then I'm sorry to say, guys, maybe it's time seriously for you guys to consider hopping on Android or any other platform, because I don't see an end date to this madness. And I hope something that you guys can try to just petition for this, get a petition going, and through this, Apple can see how serious people are with wanting to leave the platform if they don't make this a thing that happens. Again, if you have iOS devices, I seriously feel sorry for you. I don't know how you guys do it. Personally, I can't support this madness, but this is what they're doing, and this is how they want to play this game. So it's up to you guys to make that choice of what you want to do. Do you want to stay with Apple and iOS and stay restricted to the ecosystem, or do you want the freedom to choose whatever cloud gaming platform you want to play on your device? That's why I'm choosing Android. And I think, again, if you are a cloud gaming enthusiast, you should start thinking about that as well. All right, fellas, appreciate you guys watching. We'll catch you guys in the next video. Till next time, fellas, peace.